Muthikeria wa Geto FM na mutegeri wa Geto TV marito jako mitwa Doreen Mathew nkuretagira mubango jo tuthathaie Jumatatu mwaka juma kwambiria thaa 10 rukiri mwaka thaa 12 ngatoka ngakuretera mubango jo amukira jora jo jathu ya kiumia kwambiria thaa 4 rukiri mwaka thaa 8 muthenya na ntuku ya narua tugwatanire tegiga kirine gageto na ndina mugeni uria nkureterete ntuku ya narua ejete gukwarithia mantu jegie biking kana a rider etharo agitithia antu baingi bachita ambio biki lakini akethirwa agitweresa igita riria ethiritwa agitithia biki ni bia tumire omba kwithirwa akienda gutuika a rider. He is an international rider. We would like to understand what made him become one and why did he become one. How does it benefiting him? How is it beneficial to the society? How is it beneficial to him? And today, I welcome you. Join us as we have this interview today. Ntuku ya narua, tukethira tukiaria lugha ya Kichungu na Kiswahili. No tubakwithira mugeni wetu atize Kimiru, uko gwatanire na bautwe, no gwatanire na tuwe na gikeno kabisa, no tubakwithira tugaga kaigeto na igeto twinde. Na gitaria tugaga geto twinde, twithira tukimaanisha untu bou, no tubakwithira tukethira twina mtu Muikamba, Mujaruo, Musomali, Mumero, Mugiriama, bara bothe tukethira twina bo iketo mitugaga gakaigeto na igeto twinde. Kwa ugwatania na bao 20 kwa narua ndina mugeni wakwa katumukethie tuigweta watia. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm very, very good.
You're most welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Asante sana.
What's your name?
My name is Mustapha Hassan, but people call me Mustapha Konvict on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. So my AKA is Mustapha Konvict, but my real names are Mustapha Hassan Wako.
Mustapha Hassan Wako. Where do you come from?
Okay, I am a Borana.
Oh.
But I was like born and raised in Nairobi.
Okay.
Then grew up in Namanga, schooled in Nairobi, hustled in Nairobi. Everything, like maybe almost 90% of my life is in Nairobi.
So where ni mzee wa Kanairo?
Mini wa Kanairo 1.
When ni Gen Z?
Yeah, mini millennium.
When ni millennium?
Mini millennium.
Oh.
Yeah. Sisi ndo tumefunza Gen Z kukua vile wamekuwa.
All right, thank you very much. Sasa Mustapha, nikikumbuka miezi kadhaa imepita.
Yes.
Tulikuwa tumekufanyia interview tena katika radio yetu ya Geto FM. Ukituambia kwa nini na Mustapha ni nani? Na vile mimi najua Mustapha ni rider. Tunawaitanga rider.
Yes.
Na ningetaka utuambie siku ya leo ni nini ilikufanya ukatamani kuwa rider?
Okay.
Na ulianza wapi?
Okay.
Na ulikuwa unafanya nini kitambo kuwe rider? Okay. Mustapha alikuwa nani?
Before, okay. Acha kwanza turudi nyuma kidogo. For like 12 years, miaka 12 zilizopita, mimi nilikuanga fitness instructor. Mimi nilikuwa napenda mambo ya gym. Gym namaanisha kukuwa na kifua kubwa, kukuwa na healthy body, six packs, hizo zote yani. So hata nikiwa high school, mimi nilikuwa nasema nikimaliza nitakuwa mtu wa fitness. So mimi nimesoma up to a degree level. Na when I was still in campus, up to UN, I used to do a lot of fitness because pale kampo watu wanapendaga sana kukuwa na body nini, unajichocha kabisa, watu wakupende, wale wakupende. So I continue like that. So after that, I got my first job. So my first job came as an I worked in an audit firm. Then now my problem was I wasn't keeping time, and when I was being given assignment, sikuwa na deliver on time. So because of that, the boss decided to do away with me. So he told me, I think this is not your line, you need to look for something else. Then now because I was still doing fitness, so I continued. So okay, I reinvented myself in fitness. I started learning how to become a trainer, you know, like training people, clients, then start getting money, paying up your base here and there. But still, when I was doing a fitness, I was still doing some small jobs, like having joints where you can put up places where you sell bananas, very beautiful bananas, you know. So are not in one place, maybe like 10 places, several. So you employ people so that they can work for you.
For you, exactly.
So I've done that. I've done printing. So for me, I've done a lot of things. So COVID came. When COVID came, all the businesses were down, and we were staying at home. So I decided, because I'm staying at home, I don't have much things to do. What do I do? So I developed an interest of riding motorcycle. So I started learning between boda and super bikes or private bikers. So I learned they have gears, they follow rules, they have good bikes, and these people, they also do adventures. They travel around the world. So I started digging deep. So after that, I developed the interest. Immediately, during a COVID time, I went to school at MRT, Modern Riders Training. I finished. I bought my first bike, Apache.
Before you continue,
yes.
Let me cut you short.
Yeah.
So you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Apart from being a gym instructor.
Yeah.
You are entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Before you became a rider because you got an interest.
Yes.
So you stopped being a trainer. You stopped being, when the COVID hit.
Yes.
You stopped being a trainer.
Yeah, I stopped.
And you figured out, since now I'm not a trainer anymore, what else can I be doing?
Yeah, I sold all my business at that time with a loss, so that some other people can still venture. Okay. So I pulled the money and I stayed with the money. When the COVID started going chini kidogo, I again ventured into business as a person who sells security gadgets, which are super scanners, search mirrors, and so many things, like even the other ones, like some, you know. Yeah, so like I'm selling them. So everything to do with security. So I started selling online, then it grew up. I got a shop, now I'm running it. So at that time, I remember there were, sometimes there were no matatus. So the idea of biking still came. So what we used to do is we used to meet with my clients in the field, like Aporetam, Jefferies Club, Kasarani.
And because of the distance.
Yeah, and then now you train somebody who is there, one person standing there. You do like 5 meters, another person. So you do online, and when you meet them physically, you are giving them training when you are far. So the business aspect of it in fitness continued for a long time until I decided to quit when this other business of selling security items picked and it picked like magic. You know, it picked like magic. I've never generated money the way I've generated in that.
So for you, you can clearly say COVID became like a blessing to you.
Big blessing.
Because it expanded your mind, and you thought of venturing into entrepreneurship even more.
Yes.
So you're a business-minded person.
Very, 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 very.
And what gave you the idea of selling security gadgets?
Because my dad, during Moi's time, he served as a policeman in Naivasha. So, and then after that, he started running security company.
Kwa hivyo unaweza tuchapa kidogo.
Yeah, together like a big security company.
Yes.
He's still there up to now. So he mentored me in one way or another. Like when you buy these things, we have clients you can sell to us. We have other business prospects we can introduce to you. You can do this, you can do that. So I started developing interest slowly. But until now, where I've reached, I have so many dogs, which are security dogs, that I have like a kennel. I've put them somewhere. So I hire them maybe per night, maybe for like a month, just something like that. So it was him who was behind the idea until it reached. So I can say he like hold my hand and showed me that this is the way. So I was going the road that somebody has actually gone, and it's easy. So that is why.
Do you hire security guards?
Yeah, I do. Because with that, I was like given idea so that I can also open my company.
Yeah, okay.
Then I started. Now I have guards. I do guarding. I also do a VIP protection. So
so you're
alarm backup, everything. So now it has grown. It's so big now.
So now you own a company?
Big company. And my market is okay in Nairobi, part of it, but I've measured in Western Kenya.
Western Kenya?
Yes,
that's where you have more of your clients?
Especially colleges. Yeah, tendering colleges and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You became a gym trainer, you have left gymming, you have gone to the security, now you're done with the security, and now we have the famous Mustapha Konvict.
Yes.
Where did that name Konvict, Mustapha came?
Okay, the name Konvict, it came back in high school. I used to like Akon songs, and sometimes I used to sing and draw the Akon. So Akon owned a record label in America. It was called Konvict Music. So I used to write in my book everywhere like Konvict Music, Konvict, like everything about Akon, and also write his songs, the lyrics. So guys there, like my friends yani, wakaniangalia hivi yani wakasema, why don't you call yourself Mustapha Konvict? Because you love Akon with everything. You sing about him, you do haircut like him, you wear baggy clothes like him. Kila kitu unafanya kama Akon. So hiyo jina ikatokea hapo sasa. Konvict, Mustapha Konvict. So the name came as a result of now Akon. In high school. It became a result of loving somebody so much. So he was like my icon also. I used to like his story. He went to jail, he came back, did this, that, until he became
the person he is.
Yeah.
Now, here we are. You did a trip.
Yes.
A very successful one, and you became so very famous.
Yes.
Were you the first man in Kenya to ride a bike from South Africa to Kenya? Okay,
I won't say I am the first, but I will say I am the first person to publicize the trip. Many people who are doing it, they do chini ya maji. No one knows them. Nobody understands the trip. It's nothing. It's like you do it for yourself. But mimi vile nilikuja, I decided now, because there are so many people who have done it and they have not put it out there. Let me do it so that other people can learn. And when I did it, I got a lot of support from everybody, strangers, friends, even media. Even Get with FM, one of the biggest.
In fact, we were the first people to interview you.
Exactly. Yeah, by they are the first people to interview me.
We were the first people to interview you.
So it continued like that. So until today, because of me, there are so many people who have gone to South Africa, even by road, using car, because of me. And I've made it simpler and easier.
What's the distance that you covered from South Africa to Kenya?
The first time I came, it was 6,000 kilometers. I started from Durban, Johannesburg, Botswana, Zambia, Tanzania, Kenya. It was 6,000. But this time I'm going in December, it will be 15,000 kilometers. Because I'm going.
After the trip was done, the first trip that you are done with, from South Africa to Kenya, it became an inspiration to so many people. Is it the reason why you are inspired now to start another trip that you are planning to start on December? Is it the reason behind you planning to start to cover, is it 12 counties? Countries?
12 countries.
12 countries.
15,000 kilometers for 40 days.
50?
40 days. I'll be going for 40 days.
How many kilometers will you cover?
15,000 kilometers.
15,000?
In total, 15,000.
15,000 kilometers. In total?
In total.
The countries that you are going to travel?
All these countries.
Which countries do you want to go with?
I'm doing the whole of East Africa.
Okay.
East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi. Yeah, Kenya, like Tanzania, East Africa. Then I'm doing the whole of Southern Africa, from Mozambique to South Africa to Namibia, because I also want to see Cape Agulhas, where Indian Ocean and Atlantic Ocean meet. And then after that, I can proceed to Cape Town, go to Namibia.
It is in Mozambique?
No. It's in actually the southern tip of Africa. It's actually in South Africa, where Indian Ocean and Atlantic Ocean meet, where you go watch white sharks swimming.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Then after that, we go up to Namibia. We see Kalahari Desert. I've studied it in school. I've never been there. Then go up to Walvis Bay. It's in it's actually in where now? It's actually in this Atlantic Ocean. And then after that, come back to Botswana, across again to Zambia, see Victoria Falls once again for the second time, but this time explore more, even on the Zimbabwe side. Alafu go up to Tanzania, then Kenya. So countries that I'm visiting, almost the whole of Southern, even Malawi.
So you're visiting
Zimbabwe is
East
there.
Africa and Southern Africa?
Southern Africa. Yote. Malawi, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, South Africa yote, Namibia, Botswana, like the whole. So like it's like going like the half of Africa. Yeah, the trip is half of Africa.
Are you riding alone or you have a team?
We have a team that is the first team is riding from Mozambique up to Nairobi. And then their trip is called Diamond Honeymoon. They are taking their wives to Zanzibar for honeymoon. They are marrying their wives for the second time. Then after that, they are coming to Kenya, where they link up with me. And then we do East Africa. Also in that trip, there are like 3 to 4 Kenyans. 2 pastors, I think you know them. Pastor Sami, you know? Sami Kiumbe. And then Pastor Nick Korir. And then there's some other guys. Those guys, they are doing the whole of Africa. The way the map is like this, I would say, wana rotate Africa yote huku juu. Coastal line yote wanazunguka in 5 months.
Oh, so they are okay. And who let me ask, because I'm curious, who funds these trips?
I can say, okay, I don't know about others, but okay, the way I've come to the game and seen, biking doesn't have much sponsors from companies. Most people, they fund themselves, because most bikers, such an hobby is very expensive. So what do most people do? If you're running a business, you save, you take part of it, you inject it. Unless you have a YouTube channel, unless you have well-wishers, unless you have good friends out there, or maybe unless you are selling something. Like for me, I decided, okay, for this trip, let me sell my merchandise. And then when I get the money, I can add part of my money, then travel with it. Some other people, they still do the same. They have maybe good businesses and stuff like that. But I can tell you, for biking, it's tough.
It is expensive?
Expensive and tough. You must at least have strong source of income, or run a very nice YouTube channel that can give you money. Okay. That's the...
And this trip, for you as Mustapha, let me talk to you as an individual.
Yeah.
Are you doing it for fun, or are you intending to use it to generate an income for you? Because it can be part of content creation. It's like a content creation, you know. So in future, or even now, are you planning it to be a source of income for you through being a content creation, or you are just doing it for fun?
Okay, I will say this. When I came to biking, I fell in love like with the biking, the whole thing. So in biking, we have categories. We have sports, we have adventure, we have touring, and we have semi-adventure. So they are all different. but I choose adventure. I choose adventure because even when I was in fitness, I used to do adventure.
Okay.
This is what I mean. I used to do a lot of hiking. I used to do a lot of travels to Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda by bus. And maybe sometimes go to Dubai, see the desert there, go to Saudi Arabia, you know. So the adventure part was in me. Now coming to biking, I just changed the whole concept, like get a bike, travel by your own, see everything by your own without using a guide, without paying for maybe airline or bus. Like you're actually taking yourself for all this.
Okay.
Well, as in with your sweet time and everything. No one will going to tell you the bus will leave at certain time, so you have to go.
Yeah,
no,
sure.
You do everything by yourself. So it is the reason as to why I took the bike.
Okay.
Now, taking the bike has made things easier. First of all, time freedom. You can go anywhere with the time that you want. You drive yourself. So that's the
sweet bit of cake.
Yeah.
Now, Mustapha, here you are, you have done the trip. Is it something that you are intending to do for a lifetime? Or once maybe you are done with Africa, do you want to explore, behold Africa with a bike?
Yeah, of course.
What
I
are
will
you?
say I want to ride, God willing, because I'm doing it step by step. I don't want to exhaust. You know, this one is an adventure.
Yes,
an adventure is something you do today and then you continue tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, sure.
So my plan, God willing, is to do the whole of Africa. I know some countries are stubborn, like Egypt, Morocco. You know, when you go there, you must deposit like 2 million before you enter the country. You see now, like there are so many bad protocols around. But with all that, those are part of the challenges. We'll find a way to do it. So if I'm done with Africa, the next trip that I want to do is I want to do through Europe. Europe, I mean Spain, France, Russia, Mongolia. And also maybe before I retire, God willing, I like to go up to Ushuaia.
Ushuaia is where?
Ushuaia is the end of this world.
Oh, really?
Yes. South America is where like the way the map of South America is, there's a way that you ride. When you reach, it's like riding to Cape Town. Cape Town is the end of Africa. When you reach there, there's an ocean. So when you reach there, there is Pacific Ocean that you see. It is the end of this world. So I like to do that trip through Chile, up to, you know, like I've studied everything there.
You mean there are people who are living at the end of the world?
Yeah. Like,
what do you mean?
If you are living in Cape Town, it is the end of this world.
It is the end of Africa? Or?
Some places like Mombasa, it's not the end of the world, because when you cross Indian Ocean, you get to India. But at that point, it is called Ushuaia. Like when you are there, there's no other country that is there. There's literally nothing, and there's no neighboring country. It is the end of the world. So you have to come back and join the rest of the world again. So the way the map is, it's down here. So after crossing, there's no other place that you're going. Yeah, but if you like,
so basically you are trying to say, like for example, you come to Nairobi.
I wish I had the map.
No, I'm trying to say, for example, tuseme umekuja Nairobi. Sasa unakuta ukishafika Nairobi, hakuna Mombasa, hakuna Kisumu, hakuna nini.
Mwisho wa dunia.
Hiyo ni mwisho sasa ushafika. Hakuna kwingine unaweza travel beyond that. That is what you are intending to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that trip, I've seen someone like, there are many guys who have actually done it. And the best way to do it is to go up to Russia and then start coming down.
And you can still go with the bike?
It's possible. Many people who are doing it, they are doing it with the bike.
Really?
Yes. It will take more time for you to reach there. But if you have a good plan, good money and everything, you can possibly do.
So when you have good resources, don't you get tired?
Ship bike. Of course you get tired, but what you do is, the bike that we have, they are very powerful. Okay, on average, if you do 500 kilometer per day, it's like a piece of cake. Nothing you feel.
5,000?
Even tomorrow, 500 kilometer per day. If you do it, let's say you're intending to do like 15,000 kilometer. So you don't do like 1,000 per day or 800. You'll do it for a few days and then you get tired. But the best thing to do is you do 500. 500 for that bike, I'm telling you, is a piece of cake.
Wow.
You can, there's a time I did a ride from Malindi to Nairobi. When I reached Nairobi, I had like 4 meetings. I attended all of them like somebody who like did nothing.
Wow, that's quite. You took how many hours?
I took like 4.5 hours between Malindi and Nairobi.
And Nairobi?
Yes.
Wow.
I attended the first meeting in Athi River. The next meeting I went home, changed, took car, then start. By the time in Africa Jioni, I'm not even tired.
Wow.
Yes, and the next morning I had another trip to Bungoma, which I made it.
You made it. Let me ask you. Now, because there is car, there is a bike. Which one do you prefer using most of the time?
I prefer, it is this way. When I use bike, I use it maybe if I want to travel. If I use car, it's for the business. So
running your errands with it.
I separate. My business, I use the car because this is the business that is funding the bike and the lifestyle. So when I'm around, I prefer using car because it helps me meet my clients, do business, generate money, wear a suit, look nice,
so you wear suits?
Cologne, everything, you know. So when I'm done with it, let's say it's a weekend, I want to travel, so I just take the bike and I go.
So next interview you are doing, you are wearing a suit?
I'm wearing, my suit is expensive one. 2 million suit. It's not true.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, a very interesting question here.
Yeah.
You when you are doing these trips and all that, do you have a family? Do you have a wife? Do you have kids? And if you do they feel neglected? Do they feel that you are doing an adventure? You are learning the world. You without them? If you have a family, that is. So do you have a family?
For me, yes, I have a family, but it's private life, very private. I've hidden them. Nimewaficha kama Churchill. Have you ever seen Churchill kids?
Not really.
His wife, nimisa I'm worse than him. Mimi nimewaficha kabisa huko. So it's very, very private for me.
Don't they feel left out?
They feel nice. They enjoy. They are my supporters. You know, they like my adventures and everything. They see me on magazines. It's really, really good because when I travel, it's me who travels. Yes, I leave them, but when I'm around, I usually give them my time 100%.
Does your wife not feel left out that you are doing an adventure, knowing the world without her? As she's part of you?
Okay, when we travel, yes, we do, but privately we travel. We have fun privately. and then now when I travel and I see this world, you know, like she understands the aspect, like adventure part of it. There are people who love extreme adventures, like me. Maybe for her, she's someone who will be like, if I'm taken to Mombasa, I'm cool. If I go to Dubai, see the desert, chill in Burj Khalifa, enjoy the Italian coffee, there's no problem. You see now, so maybe for them adventure is something maybe they can do point A to point B and no pressure. But for me it's crazy, you know, like I mean exploring to the maximum. So they leave me doing, because they know I'm crazy, they allow me just go do it,
they
enjoy,
just let
have
you
fun, whatever, you know, just something.
Now, because you have told us you have a trip that you're planning for December. December is not very far actually, it is 2 months from now.
Yes.
There is something I would like to ask you, because you know so many young people, they are looking up to you, and so many people in the society, in the country today, because you have become now a public figure. So many people, they love Mustapha, they are embracing what you are doing. Do you have any expectations that maybe government of Kenya, they may hold your hand, to encourage you, and maybe to support you.
Okay.
What are your expectations?
Okay.
And when are you planning to start the journey?
Okay.
And when are you ending the journey?
My journey is starting, God willing, inshallah, in December. I'll be leaving Nairobi. My first day, I'll do Nairobi to Kampala.
Which date?
It will start on 3rd of December. Tarehe 3 mwezi wa Disemba. Hiyo ndio safari yangu ya kwanza itaanza, na itatoka Nairobi ikielekea Kampala. Ikiendelea sasa hivyo. Sasa kurudi, God willing, itakuwa tarehe labda 10 mwezi wa Januari. Kwa hivyo mimi nitaruka mwaka nikiwa barabarani. Hiyo iko sawa.
Yes.
Ya pili, natarajia serikali ya Kenya at least iweze kupromote watu ambayo wanafanya adventures. And this is the reason. I saw recently China embassy. They sponsored like 4 comedians wakapelekwa China to benchmark. I don't know what is that, but they were taken to China to benchmark something. So when they went there, they went like for the government of Chinese. So this is what I mean. We adventure guys, when we travel, we market Kenya as a country that has very beautiful destinations to visit. There are people who are in Africa, they are watching. There are people who are in Nigeria, US, Canada, Europe, they are watching. So we Kenyans, when we travel out there, we portray a country that is actually not strict. It's a country that anyone can visit. There are no crazy bureaucratic like border points and everything. Like whatever we have in Kenya is actually gold. It is actually one of the African countries that has a national park in the city. Like you don't have to go like so far. You know, I've been to places like Botswana, Zambia, South Africa. When you want to see their national park, you must fuel your car and go. Like a big distance. But in Nairobi we have
a national park,
and
inside
we have also
the
big
city.
5
Yes.
inside the national parks. So when we go out there, we market Kenya. So me this time I like to challenge the government at least to be able to help us fuel our bikes, give us allowances on the road, so that when we go out there, at least
as
we
you market
can
the country,
be able
yes,
to market our country better, and also to bring more tourism, people who can visit Kenya and see the beauty that we have. So I expect this time the Ministry of Tourism, because it's actually responsible for this, maybe it should see the need and the urgency to have people like me, Mustapha, and there are some other guys who will use their bikes to go from border to border and show the flag of Kenya and talk to them about our beautiful country, market it well, so that we can have also more tourists and more investors who can come and
invest in Kenya.
Yeah.
My last question is this. You as Mustapha, as you go and study other countries, you see how they do their things, their cultures, their progress. Do you plan to come? Probably there is something you might see outside there that might help you, maybe to come and support the young people or even support the country. Probably there is something you learn outside there that can help our nation. Why wouldn't you think of working with the government, so that when you get ideas there, you can be able to come and sit down with maybe the CS for tourism and show them, I have seen this and this in the countries that I've gone, and this thing, if is implemented maybe in our country, we can be able to make something out of it. Why have you not thought of it, or maybe you have thought of it, working with the government of Kenya through the CS for tourism, so that you can be able to understand, as you leave Kenya, they will understand there is our person who have left Kenya, go to these countries. Have you thought of going to that office of the CS and tell them, I am leaving the country, I'm going to this country A, B, C, and D, and work with the government so that when you leave, they will have an idea that you have left the country. Probably you may come back with the ideas that you have gathered from different nations. You come, you sit down with them and implement, maybe even to support the young people so that they can embrace what you are doing.
Your point is correct. The trip that I've done recently, I learned a lot, especially countries like South Africa, all the Southern African countries. I've seen they have beautiful roads. I don't know why, but they have very nice roads. Which here I've seen those countries, they have money, but Kenya has more money than them. I've seen that. So if when we travel and visit these countries and see how their roads are marked and everything, and also how they obey rules like traffic. When I was in South Africa, Zambia, Botswana, I got arrested so many times because of breaking traffic rules. So I asked, what is the ratio of people who are involved in accident in a year? In South Africa, the rate is crazy. Compared to Kenya, it's like 10 times. So so I asked why. They say they are following rules. People are being charged seriously, and you'll be shocked. In South Africa, there are no policemen on the road. They use robots. Robots are these traffic lights. Okay, like everyone obey. In Kenya, it's not like that. Everyone want to rush. Everyone want to go home. A policeman has to control. Like in Johannesburg, the amount of cars are in that city is crazy during rush hour. But everyone is good. No one is actually anakata mwingine. You know, like they are so disciplined. They wait, traffic inafunguka, inaenda, you give way. Cyclists, they see pedestrians. Here in Kenya, okay, I would say that I'm a pedestrians. They got knocked each and every day. They need to make roads for the bicycles. Okay, in SA, Botswana, Zambia, it's like that. They are making roads for these cyclists, these
cyclists and pedestrians and cars.
Exactly. So I've seen that. I've seen also their tourism package is actually not the way we're having it here.
So are you planning to maybe sit down with the CS, look for the Kenyan CS for tourism and talk with him or her? Tell them I'm doing this trip.
Yes.
From Kenya to this, from point A to point B. At least they will have an idea. There is a son from our soil that is traveling to these nations. Probably even if anything happens, the country will be having an idea you have left.
Exactly.
Are you planning to do that?
Yeah, guys, man, if you're out there and you can do this, you can connect me, Mustapha, to the CS for tourism. It's gonna be a good idea. We can sit down. As I am traveling, I will be able to compile a lot of things to do with culture, to do with the local tourism in the country, and maybe the flow of how they get international people who are visiting, like all those things, and how it's being done. So I like to meet and then sit down with that person. If you're out there and you can basically do the connection, I'm traveling in December, please do.
All right, thank you very much, Mustapha. We appreciate you for what you are doing. Keep on even encouraging the young people. Tell them bike riding is something good, something that someone can venture into. If they have money, rather than going to drugs and doing other things, parties and all that, probably they can venture into that. We appreciate you in a big way. As Ghetto FM, you have our support, as always. And when you come back, make sure we are the first people to interview your trip, how it was and how you went about it. We give you our blessings. We wish you a safe journey, safe travels, and because some go and they don't come back. Yes. Probably they die on the road and all that. But we pray that you go and you come back so well. Thank you so much. Probably you may have something to say as we end, as you give us your channel, your social media platforms, how we can get you, how we can be able, if someone wants to reach you, how they can reach you. Yes.
Hi guys, my name is Mustapha Konvict on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, Tinder. Hizo zote. So guys, if you want to get me, you can use the name Mustapha Konvict in all the platforms. And I want to thank and appreciate Gateway FM for hosting me. For being hosted by Meru people many times. I can't wait when I do the trip and I come back. I'd like to be interviewed again by Gateway FM, whereby my first stop, God willing, will be at City Hall. So I expect you guys to come there so that we can talk about the whole journey.
All right.
Asante sana.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Muthikirianga kuribwaga sana na mutegeri wetu wa Gateway TV kugwatanira na bautwe ntuko ya naru tukiariria mantu jegie adventure is something that you should consider doing, especially bike riders wako wengi in Kenya. We have so many. Please do the adventures. You give us the stories. The world is beautiful. God give us so that we can be able to explore and to understand what is happening around. Usikuwa tu najua Kenya peke yake, kuna vitu mingi sana ziko huko nje. My name is Doreen. I'm Mathew. Goodbye.